Hi everybody, Kristen from Premier Fitness. Today we have our chest day class. I know we're starting a little bit late, a couple minutes late here. Took an extra few minutes to set up the camera today, but we should be set now, so sorry about that, but we're ready to go. Now, all you are going to need for this workout is a weight of some kind. So if you have dumbbells, like I have here, I'm not sure if they're in frame, but I have dumbbells here that I will be using. You could also use a thermos filled with water. You could use a gallon of water, maybe laundry detergent, a heavier bag, or just a bag that you put a lot of stuff in, so that'll work. You can adjust the weight however you need. So preferably something with a handle. You don't have to have matching weights either. I built this workout so that we can do just with one weight as opposed to needing two of the same size. And then optional, but if you'd like, you can get a yoga mat. We are going to be on the floor for about the first half of this workout. You could also just get to a carpeted area if you prefer, but again, completely optional. I won't be using one, so the only thing you absolutely have to have is some form of a weight. So you can go ahead and grab that if you don't have it already. While you're still getting your stuff together, you can grab your water as well so you can drink it during the workout. I'm going to get us started on our warm-ups and we'll get straight into our movements today. So we're going to start with some forward rotations. Stance isn't too particular. Standard, just feet about shoulder width apart. Try to stand nice and tall. Keep your body as still as you can except for the parts we're going to be moving, such as our arms for our warm-up. Alright, so we're going to start with some forward rotations. We're going to gradually build up to a wide rotation. So you're going to start with your arms straight out your sides. Nice small circles, moving your arms forward, and then just gradually build up to wider rotations. Make sure you're moving nice and slow. Try to pay attention to your muscles, where you're feeling this as you're rotating your arms. Don't just go through the motions. So we're going to keep going like this, slowly building up to however wide of rotation you're able to do. And once you reach that point, continue rotating your arms there. So don't just stop once you reach that widest rotation. We're going to have one more warm-up movement after this. Then we're going to rest briefly while I show you some push-up variations, because we're going to have a couple seconds of push-ups, 20 seconds of push-ups, then a rest, and 20 more. So not many. So I'll show you those variations, and then we'll get into the workout. All right, let's do two more full rotations. 1 and 2. Go ahead and stop. Now I want you to, again, same stance as before, bring your arms up. This time, bend your elbows. Your hands can be up by your neck or by your ears, the side of your head, wherever. What we're doing here is we're bringing our elbows in as close together as we can. If you can touch them, that's great. If not, just as close as you can get them. And then push your elbows back however far you're able to. And try to make sure that you stay in motion. So keep moving. And when you're pushing your elbows back, you should be feeling the stretch in your chest and your shoulders. Push back, feeling that stretch, and then return to start. This does hit your back a little bit as well. You'll know that if you've watched my back workouts, because we do include this on our back day warm-up as well. And then one of the movements we are doing today for our workout actually does hit one of our back muscles as well as chest. So it's good to warm up all around, make sure we're ready. Let's do 2 more. Back and return, that's 1 and 2. Go ahead and stop. Let your arms drop to your sides, let them relax. So the first thing we're going to get into is push-ups. I'm just really quickly going to show you some variations. So you've got the standard push-up, where you're resting up on your toes. You come down and push back up. With all of these variations I'm showing, you want to keep your body nice and straight, like you're holding a plank, engaging your core. Make sure you're not dropping down too far or pushing up too much like that. Your body should be pretty straight. Hands out in front of you. I do a bit wider than shoulder width apart. And when you come down, you want to make a 90-degree angle with your arms. So that's going to be the same throughout every variation I show. So like I just showed, you got standard, up on your feet, the balls of your feet here. Then a little bit easier is kneeling. Same thing, but resting on your knees. Then if you need one that's even a little bit easier than that, you could do wall push-ups. So same thing as the standard push-up, you're resting on your feet, but your hands will be against the wall, and you'll perform the push-up that way. You could even try incline push-ups, where you're resting your hands on any stable raised surface. So you're kind of at an angle like this with your hands being up higher. It does hit the chest a little bit differently, but it's still the same general movement, and you'll still be able to improve your push-ups by doing incline push-ups. So you can pick whatever variation is best for you. Try to make sure it challenges you at least a little bit. Don't just pick the easiest one solely because it's the easiest. All right, so we're going to get started. We're going to do 20 seconds of push-ups, and then rest and do 20 more seconds, then move on to our other exercises. Let me hit play here. So get ready, get on your mat or to your carpeted surface if you're using one. We're going to be on the floor for these push-ups and our next two exercises. So get ready, starting position, we got 5 seconds. And begin. So whatever variation you're doing, standard or kneeling, wall, push-ups, or incline, go ahead and do that. Make sure you're coming down, breaking 90, so making that 90-degree angle with your arms, and pushing back up. And stop. We're already to our rest. We've got about 15 seconds, and then we're going to start that just one more time, and then we'll be completely done with the push-ups. We got 10 seconds. Get ready. 5, 4, and begin. So come down, keeping your body as straight as you can. Hitting your abs a little bit since we're keeping our body straight like that. Getting your chest, hitting your triceps as well. And stop. So I'm going to hit pause. We have a couple extra seconds to move. Our next exercise is going to be lying down. So before we start, I'll show you that form real quick. So you're just going to sit down. You're going to have your legs bent, and you don't want them too far out away from you. You don't want them right up against you either. Right in the middle here, and your feet can be touching or about a foot apart. It's up to you. I prefer about a foot apart because it's a bit more stable. Then you're going to lie down with your back flat on the floor, and your arms will be up here for this first movement we're going to be doing. So, lie down on the floor with your weight in your right hand, and get ready to start. We're going to be doing floor presses. Let me hit play on here. We still got about 15 seconds before we start. We're going to have 35 seconds on the right side, 35 seconds on the left, and then 25 seconds of rest. Get ready, lie down. And begin. So you got that weight in your right hand. You push up overhead without locking your arm. Then you lower down nice and slowly. Once again, you're making that right angle, 90-degree angle with the inside of your elbow. So you push up, lower down slowly, making that right angle, and back up again. Your forearm right here should be facing straight up the entire movement. You want to make sure you're not coming down like this, and don't let it drop out either. All right, so now switch to the left hand, and we're going to do the exact same thing on the left side. And begin. Once again, lower down nice and slow, making that right angle. Push up without locking your arm out. And lower down nice and slowly. You can breathe in as you lower the weight down, breathe out as you push back up. Keep going, almost done. and stop. We got 25 seconds of rest. I'm going to turn and face this way for this next round, just to show you another angle so you can hopefully see a little better how to do this movement. And I like to show you as well where your arms should be falling. So we've got 10 seconds. Again, we're going to start with the weight in our right hand. And we're doing 2 more rounds of this. So get ready. And begin. So you got that weight in your right hand, up overhead, lower it back down. So hopefully at this angle you can see a little better. My arms are kind of falling in an imaginary line right here. You think in line with your shoulders is where you want them. So you definitely don't want it up overhead like this, and you don't want it down right next to your side either. So right in this line here. Push up, lower it down nice and slowly. Stop. We have a couple seconds. Switch to the left. Get ready. And begin. Push up, lower it down slowly. You want to make sure that your body also isn't swaying towards the side you're working. So right now I'm working my left. I want to make sure I'm not swaying towards it as I'm lowering that weight down. I want to make sure we're not going like that. Keep your body nice and still. Almost done. Keep going. And stop. We got another rest. You can stay lying down if you'd like, or you can sit up. We've got just over 15 seconds, and we're going to repeat this one more time. And then after that, we are moving into our pullovers, which is another exercise lying down. So I'm going to turn and face this way. Get ready. We've got 5 seconds. Weight in that right hand. And begin. Push up, lower it down nice and slow. This is quite similar to the muscles of push-up works. It's working your chest muscles, so your pecs. It's hitting your triceps, which is that muscle on the back side of your upper arm right here. And it's hitting your shoulders as well, your deltoids. Lower it down slowly while you breathe in. Breathe out as you push up. Get ready and switch to the left. And begin. Make sure you're still using proper form. Pay attention to what you're doing. Make sure you're not just going through the movements. Lower it down slow, push back up a little quicker, pay attention to your breathing. You got this, we're almost done. And stop. You can keep a hold of that weight if you'd like. I'm going to turn and face this way, so I'm ready for our next movement, which is the pullovers. So you're going to lie down the exact same way. You're going to start by holding the weight with both of your hands towards the center of your chest like this. Once it gets time to start, get ready. You're going to extend your arms up. All right, so begin by bending your arms slightly, lower the weight towards the floor, and then bring it back up straight over you. Lower it nice and slowly. Make sure you don't slam the weight against the floor. And when you're bringing it back up, make sure you're bringing it straight above you and not flying over like this. So keep your arms slightly bent at the same angle the whole time. Make sure you're not bending your arms as you go down and straighten them back up. We don't want to go like this. And stop. So we're already to another rest. You can stay lying down if you'd like, or you could sit back up. We're going to repeat that 2 more times. And then we are going to go into our next 2 exercises, which will both be standing. We got 5 seconds, so get ready to start those pullovers again. Weight in both of your hands, the center of your chest, and extend your arms up. Begin, bend those arms just slightly, lower the weight to the floor, and then come back up overhead. You're going to breathe in as you lower the weight down. Breathe out as you bring the weight up. Breathe in as the weight goes down. Breathe out as the weight moves back up. Now this is the exercise I mentioned earlier that hits our back as well as our chest. And stop. You can set the weight down to the side or rest it in your hands on your chest if you'd like. And we're going to start in just a couple seconds here. As you probably gathered by now by hearing the beeps, this timer beeps in the last 3 seconds of everything, so every rest, every move, so you know it's almost over or to get ready for the next thing. Such as when it beeps now for this rest, we know it's about time to start. And begin. Last round of these pullovers, lowering that weight down nice and slowly as you breathe in. Breathe out as the weight comes back up overhead. Going completely at your own pace. You do not have to worry about keeping pace with me. I like to time these out instead of count reps so that we can all move at our own pace. Almost done. And stop. You can sit up. I'm going to hit pause on our timer, so we have a couple extra seconds here to go from lying down to standing back up. Keep a hold of your weight if you'd like. I'm going to recenter the timer right here and hit play again. Scroll down and we are all set. We've got 15 seconds before we start again. We're going to start with some standing flies, first on the right side, then on the left, and then move to our overhead press. So we've got 5 seconds, same stance as the warm-up, feet about shoulder width apart, stand nice and tall. All right, so go ahead and start with that weight in your right hand. You have your palm facing forward. You're gonna have your arm slightly bent, and you bring the weight up, lower it back down nice and slow. I'll turn at an angle. So when you're bringing the weight up, make sure you're not changing the bend in your arm. Come up to about the center of your body. It's all right if it goes just a little bit over. Lower back down nice and slow. And stop, switch to the left. Get ready. Same stance, palms facing forward, and begin. So that slight bend in your arm, like this. And then you're just bringing the weight up, lowering it down. Try to make sure you're not twisting too far each time you do this. You want to make sure you're not moving like that. You should stay mostly facing forward, and your arm is doing all the moving right now. And stop. Next, we're doing an overhead press. So I switch the weight in between both hands, and you're kind of resting your palms on the underside of the weight. You can begin whenever you're ready. So you push up overhead, lower the weight back down nice and slow. You'll probably have to lean your head back just a little bit so it's out of the way of the weight. Make sure you don't push back too far and strain your neck. So up overhead, lower it back down slowly. Make sure you're not swaying too much. You want to keep the rest of your body nice and still. And stop. We've got a 25-second rest. We're going to repeat those 2 movements back to back 2 more times. Got 15 seconds. I'm going to take a quick drink of my water before we start. 10 seconds. Once again, we're going to start with the standing flies in our right hand. And begin. So you got your palm facing forward. You got that slight bend in your arm. Make sure you're not changing that. So you want to make sure you're not doing a curl up like this. You want to keep the same bend in your arm. So you're breathing out as the weight's coming up, breathing in as you lower it back down towards your side. Switch to the left side and get ready. Same as before, just on the left now. And begin. Coming up, lowering it back down. Make sure you're always in control of the movement. Don't just let the weight drop down and throw it back up. Be aware of what you're doing, have control over what you're doing. Focus on your breathing. Once again, breathe out as the weight comes up. Breathe in as you lower it back down. And stop. Switch to having the weight in both of your hands, with your hands resting on the underside of the weight, and begin that overhead press. So push up overhead, lower it back down. Now this does work more than just your chest. This is also working your shoulder muscles quite a bit. Specifically, it's working your front shoulder muscle. Almost done. We got another rest coming up. And stop. You can rest now. This is our last one. We're going to repeat those two movements one more time, and then we will be done with our workout. We've got less than 15 seconds, so make sure you're ready. Deep breath. 5 seconds, got that weight in your right hand, palm facing forward, arm slightly bent, and begin. We turn facing this way, just to this slight angle. Keep going. You're halfway through your right side already. Now you can rest your other arm wherever comfortable. I just find it comfortable to rest mine either behind my back or in front of me like this. Stop. I want you to switch that weight to your left hand now. Get ready to start on the left side. And begin. Same thing as before. You start with your palm facing forward, arms slightly bent. Bring it to about the center of your body or just slightly over that. Breathe out as the weight comes up. And breathe in as you lower it back down. So our last round, make sure you're still using proper form. Make sure you're not twisting over each time you bring the weight up. And stop. Get ready to start the overhead press. Weight in both hands on the underside of the weight. And push up overhead. I'll turn facing straight on for this last round here. Head leans slightly back. Keep the rest of your body nice and still. Push up overhead without locking your arms. Then lower the weight down slowly as you breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. This is our last round here. Almost done. Keep going. And stop. You can set your weight down. I'm going to hit pause on our timer. I'm going to lead us to a cool down, and then we'll be completely done. All right, so for this cool down, we're going to do just a few forward arm rotations. Now we're already warmed up, so we're going to start at the widest point. So just rotate your arms, however wide you're able to. We're not going to do a whole lot of these. Just real quick here. Try to slow your breathing if it picked up during our workout. Remember, you can move nice and slow. You don't have to rush through this. You don't want to move your arms super quick. We're just cooling down, easing into stopping our workout entirely. Let's do this one more rotation. And done. Finish up at your own pace. If you're not quite done yet, I want you to bring your arms up again. This time, we're really going to focus on where we're pushing our elbows back. And we're not going to do a whole lot of these ones either. So you're pushing your elbows back, feeling that stretch in your chest and in your shoulders. It is going to hit your back a little bit as well, and that's perfectly fine. Now I want you to hold it for longer as well. So you bring your arms in front of you, elbows together or as close as they can get, and then push back, holding just briefly. If you'd like, you can hold it for one deep breath, so breathe in, exhale, and then once you've fully exhaled, bring your arms forward again and repeat. You don't have to hold it that exact amount of time. I'm doing it for a little shorter duration. Go completely at your own pace. Now I'm going to do this last one. Let your arms fall to your sides and relax. And we're going to do very quickly an overhead tricep stretch. We didn't isolate our triceps in this movement, so we didn't do an exercise that focused primarily on the triceps, but we did still hit them, so I do want to stretch them out. So bring your arms up overhead. We're going to start by stretching the right arm first, so I want you to bend that right arm, grab your right elbow with your left hand, and very gently pull that right arm back just enough to deepen the stretch in your tricep here. Hold, take a deep breath, and once you fully exhale, release both your arms down to your sides. Drop those arms, and now let's do the left side. Both your arms up, bend your left arm this time, grabbing your left elbow with your right hand. Gently pull back your left arm, take a deep breath, and again, once you fully exhale, drop both your arms down to your sides. Now release both your arms, let them relax, and that is it for our cool down. I know it was a quicker cool down. It's just to help you ease out of the workout instead of just stopping immediately and hopefully help prevent some soreness. I know it helps me a lot especially. So that's it for the workout. I really hope you liked it. If you'd like to rewatch any of those stretches, to keep doing them and you feel like you need some instruction, as soon as I end this live, you will be able to rewatch them. So remember, you can like us on Facebook at the Ashtabula County Medical Center. Check out our other workouts and all the other great information on there. Thank you for watching. I hope you liked it and have a great rest of your day.